there was a brand new agent and they said, geez, what do you say when you walk in front of that door? Could you walk them through a script?
Absolutely. It's extremely easy. This is one of my most used scripts that we use all the time, and it just goes like this. So basically what you want to do before you get out there, you want to make sure you're in professional dress. So for men, it's going to be, I personally, for our team, it's a shirt and tie and dress slacks and dress shoes. For women, it's, something, to the same level. You show up at the front door, you have to have a handout with your name and your branding on it, with your contact information on there somewhere. If you don't have that ability, take your card, staple it to a monthly report of what the market's doing in your area. The homeowners will love that. So now that we know what we need to look like and what we need to bring with us, you go out there armed with a smile and ready to meet some folks. Now, it's okay to be afraid. You're absolutely going to trip, fall, and stumble all over yourself, but that's part of the learning process. It's totally acceptable. Do not be afraid of that fact. Only be afraid of what you're going to miss out on if you don't do it. So, script-wise, this is what we would do. Now, I walk up the door and I say, hi, my name is Greg McDaniel. I work with the McDaniel Callahan real estate team here in town. I'm actually out here today. I'm doing a little prospecting, and, we're looking for a few more homes to sell, and I was wondering if you folks might be able to help me out with that. And generally, they're going to look at me like I just told them they had a third eye on the forehead. And they would say, well, we're not selling. I said, oh, okay, well, that's fantastic. How long have you folks lived here? Because, see, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get involved into their life right now. I want to get them talking to me. I don't want to just be talking at them. I want them to talk with me. And they'll say, oh, gosh, we've lived here for 15 years. 15 years? Oh, that's amazing. Where did you folks move from? They're going to tell me where they moved from. We moved from, San Francisco. Okay. Now, what brought you folks out into the neighborhoods? Was it a job or family, or what made you make the move? And they'll give me a job. Oh, well, my wife's family is out here, and she grew up in the neighborhoods. There's a system called FORD, F-O-R-D, that you can use in any type of setting, either personal or professional settings, and that's what we try to work down. So the F stands for family, the O stands for occupation, the R stands for recreation, and the D stands for dreams. So you want to talk to someone and say, FORD, F, family. Talk to them about their family, spouses, children, extended family. Try to ask questions about them. Your parents live around here. What schools do your children go to? So on and so forth. Occupation, what do you or your husband or wife do? How long have you guys been doing it? Would you do it again? Gosh, tell me more about that. I have a friend that's interested in that. Something along those lines. Recreation, so when you're not doing X, Y, and Z as a profession, what do you folks like to do? Do you guys get out and do some mountain biking? Do you do surfing, windsurfing, sailing, scuba diving? Anything that you think that you could pull them out and get them talking. Maybe they're boaters and they're not campers. Whatever it is. And then last but not least is the dreams. Where do you folks see yourselves in 5 years? Do you think you're still going to be around here? Do you guys want to just sell everything off and buy a motorhome and cruise the country? Take a look at old Civil War locations? What do you like to do? Where do you want to end up? Because then we will, hopefully at that point, we'll have established enough trust that they will be willing to disclose information like that, and then we can get into how we can help them to get to that next step. Because people are not going to like you and trust you until they know that you care about them. So if you would like, I can definitely provide scripts and dialogues and techniques for any of your listeners that would like them. Some stuff that I put together for our own team, so I'd be more than happy to pass it along for anyone who would like it.
Thank you. That'd be fantastic. We could post that up on the site and people could take a look. How do you know if they're a lead, and if they become a lead, what do you do at that point while you're in front of the door?
They'll give you some sort of an indication. Most of the time, they'll make a reference, and this is where your training is going to come in. You're going to need to listen to what the words are that they're saying, not just how they're saying it, or you know what I mean? If they're saying something along the lines of, gosh, I don't think we'd ever sell, we love this house. My husband kind of talked about doing investments, a little while ago. Most agents won't hear that because they're so focused on looking for the listing. But that lady just told you right there that they haven't talked about moving yet, which means they're going to move at some point, obviously, and they're looking for investment properties. So start asking them about their investments. What are they looking for? How do they want to diversify their portfolio? What kind of property? What range? What their timing is? The number one question is, are you working with another real estate agent? Because you don't want to waste your time. Because I was told by Terry one time, and it's so true, that you only have your time and your knowledge to offer folks, and people will take advantage of you. So clarify and qualify. Make sure that people are not going to use you and then lose you.
If they do have interest, what type of information do you try to collect from them? Their name, their phone number? What kind of information are you after?
We know their name through the Real Agile list. We know, all that pertinent information for contacting. We can buy their phone numbers, but we would like to get their email and their best phone number, not whatever we currently have. So we try to get phone number and email, but no matter what, you're going to mark down on your sheet card, and you're going to put a little something about their conversation, and you're going to put a coupon in that day when you get back to your office. Then you're going to put them immediately under the 8x8, which will then transfer into the 33 Touch programs, and I'd be happy to go into that more depth about that with any of your listeners as well, so that over the next year or 18 months, we will have touched them roughly 40 times with our brand and information and value add, and the national average says that between 7 and 8 times is when you brand yourself into a person's mind, and then you need to stay, front of mind or in front of them to get the business, because 80% of all sales are done between the 5th and the 12th contact you have with that prospect. So that's why it's so important for us to stay in a very regimented follow-up program that allows us to not let anyone ever fall through the cracks again. So that's how we follow up with our guys and gals.
You're doing this door knocking in the lower end. You would never go door knock in the upper end or luxury homes. Is that correct?
Quite the opposite. We don't really have a low end. Our low end is in the 400,000s. I got my start door knocking along with Chris. It's not uncommon for us to go door knock on a $3 million home. And the one thing I've found is that no matter who you are, how many dollars you have in your bank account, you still put your pants on one leg at a time, and you still want to know what one of your biggest investments potential value is. I've really never had a major problem with door knocking in a high-end market. I actually prefer it because the people there are usually very laid back and relaxed. As long as you go out with a very friendly, service-minded attitude and not like, look, you're going to list with me today, I don't care what it takes. The wrong attitude, not going to happen. Go out there just looking to serve them, give them the information, and just willing to hang out and chew the fat and talk to them about the market around them. You're going to do just fine. Absolutely just fine.
And so are people typically friendly or not when you go out? Do they sick their dogs on you?
99.9% of the people are going to be absolutely awesome. Some of my longtime friends I have met door knocking. Actually, the gentleman by the name of Marty McCarty who introduced Chris to Terry met door knocking 2 decades ago, and we've become fast family friends. So, a large majority of them you're not going to have an issue with, but there are going to be some of those weirdos out there. Like I had an elderly man in a walker chase me down his walkway using his walker, yelling at me to get off his property. I've had doors slammed in my face so hard I thought the door jambs were going to break. Just recently, our newest door knocker was literally chased all the way down the street at full pace by some crazy homeowner. But those are the extremes. Those are the ones you look back and you laugh and go, holy cow, that person was nuts. But you also find the folks that will take pity on you and love to talk with you, will offer you bottles of water, will bring you into the air conditioning, will give you a bite to eat, will give you every single tip about every single neighbor. One of the best techniques when it comes to doing that is what they call the carousel. It's something that Terry taught us. You basically stand right next to the front door. You go shoulder to shoulder with the homeowner after you develop that little bit of bond of trust. You're not invading their space, and you look out at the neighborhood in front of you, in front of their house, and you point. You don't stop. You point to every single home. You say, what about that person, that person, that person, that person, that person? Or do you think any of them are going to be moving? And the reason why you do that is because when you immediately ask anyone, hey, do you know anyone's going to be moving or buying or selling? Their mind immediately goes blank. They can't think of anyone. But if you give them specific options, they will give you specific answers. No, they're a young couple. They just moved in. They work a lot. These are older folks over here. I think he just had a stroke. I don't know. I think their daughter's living with them. These guys, we really wish they would move. They start their motorcycles up at 3 a.m., stuff like that.